Hi guys, happy Tuesday. If you hear a crying baby, we have some people who moved in below and they're very rowdy, like the kids are always screaming. But today's like kind of a different topic. Like I just had this really intense like feeling that I just wanted to talk about this, and I don't know, like I feel as though lately, like I guess I want to address like a lot of stuff. Someone was saying, can I talk more about being a star seed, which I will touch upon. And then I just had like this intense idea of just like things I wanted to share and get out there, like ideas I had about kind of like consciousness. And I guess like I get torn because like parts of me, I love sharing cool daily things, like cool workouts for you guys or cool supplements. Like I feel like this channel is truly like about like spirituality and wellness and like consciousness and like manifestation. I really want to share more because I sometimes I feel, I don't want to say scared to share more, but I feel like I know a lot and a lot of it's kind of like out there. And so then I get like, I'm like, I don't know if I should share this. Like, I don't want to, it's like, cause like think about, let's say you have really good advice and you tell your friend this really good advice and she doesn't take your advice. And then you feel like not stupid, but you're like, why did I even share this? Like I could have just kept this to myself. And I feel like I know, or I've learned over the time through like meditation, just personal life. Sorry, my hair is like, just like they're growing and all that type of stuff. Probably mostly through meditation, like all the stuff I feel like I've channeled on how to manifest and things like that. I don't know why my hair is being so difficult. I recurled it with that iron today, the one that I really like. But I feel like I've just like figured out a lot of stuff or channeled a lot of stuff, and I'll talk about that whole process. But then I feel like I just don't share as much, especially on my main channel. I think we've talked about this. I'm gonna try to keep that more fashion and lifestyle based, like because I think that's how I'm gonna try to split things up now. I had this like kind of realization. Like I still will share on here daily like you know what I mean, vlogs throughout the week, but I think I'm going to try to center it more around like topics of like consciousness. Like people talk, it's called like biohacking or like consciousness hacking, and just like basically it's like overall manifestation and wellness, and just kind of like how to use your brain and like you're kind of just like a piece of source energy here into how to create your like basically like dream life or whatever you want to call it, how to create everything you want. I kind of want that to be like the center fold focus here, and then more of the fashion stuff on there, because if I made this video on my main channel, it's like when people aren't ready to hear information, it's like talking, I don't say talking to a wall, but like even me, like I'm sure like if someone who even let's say you know like an insane level of consciousness too, maybe I wouldn't be receptive to something. The same way like, you know, if someone's, you know, when you read a book when you're younger and it doesn't really resonate with you, and then you read it later and it's like eye-opening and like amazing, and you see like lessons and like motifs in it that you did not even like pick up the first time. Like that was the Untethered Soul. I've read that book like so many times, and like every time I listen to it again, I like pick up themes that like resonate so deeply with me that when I listened to the first time it wasn't as intense. And so I just feel like that is kind of with anything that's like consciousness, spirituality related, you just kind of have to be ready for it. And so if you hear this now and it's like meh, and you get inspired to do some action, or you listen to this now and it like deeply, you're like holy shit, like I've had videos I've watched, it's like meh, and then later I watch that same inspirational talk and it's like so profound and like so it changes like a shift in my thinking. So I first want to talk about, like, people always want me to talk about more spirituality stuff on here, I've noticed for sure. I still will share like cool stuff, like if I'm going to a cool workout class. So this morning I did a hot yoga and I realized I fucking love hot yoga. I do like doing it in the morning, but I feel like I would like it more in the evening because I feel like it really puts you like in a really amazing headspace, and it's really good to go to bed with that headspace, because for me, I find in the morning it's pretty easy to set myself up for a good day of headspace. I also started recording how long I meditate for, because before I would set an alarm but I would just turn it off and I'd keep going. I've realized I honestly meditate for an hour most mornings, which I know it's like I know it's intimidating, and even for me it's intimidating because I started realizing, so as soon as I knew how long, I didn't know how long before because I would just set it for 20 something minutes or whatever, and then I would just, if I was doing it, the alarm would go off, I'd click off, right, and I would just continue going on. Yet like late another day I was like, damn, like I feel like I've been here for a while, and like so I just recorded it, and then now I feel like lately I've had this pressure that I have to meditate for like an hour, and it was hard for me to keep my focus. So what I've started doing, which maybe you can adapt, is doing on and off. So one day I tell myself today I'm going to do a longer meditation. I don't do the pressure to tell myself I'm going to do an hour. I would say like let's do 30 minutes today, and then the next day I'm like today I'm just going to set the intention to do 15 minutes. So I kind of take that pressure off of myself, and then like let's say the day that I was like I'm going to do 15 minutes, I want to do more, and it's like exciting, and I do more, and so then like I don't have that ongoing pressure, because I feel like as soon as you kind of like level up in a certain way, then you feel like immediately that pressure to do that every day, and it is hard to focus meditation. So people can't meditate for 5 minutes because they can't focus, and that's in the beginning I started meditating, I could only do 5 minutes. At 5 minutes I was like I can't, like my mind thinking I have to go, I have to get my keys, it's time to run, oh my gosh, 7 messages, like And now I feel like I can really get into it. But I guess in the evening is the mood you go in, and I realize the mood that you go to bed in is so important because that's what's so subconsciously influencing you. And I think that's been like a really, I feel like I've just had a lot of realizations. Maybe it's because of lunar eclipse and whatnot, but I feel like I have so much to share, and I just feel like I want to talk about it all now. So this video is 40 minutes, just like enjoy this juicy content, because I feel like I have like 10 like revolutionary ideas that I want to share that are like really big and impactful to me, and hopefully they can be big and impactful to you when you're watching this. And just the fact that I can sit and bring this video of like these thoughts that I've had and just like share them with you guys, and one thought could maybe change your life, it just is so wild to me. So I just feel like I feel so inspired right now that I just have to talk about it. So like I was saying, the morning is pretty easy to get set up to have a good day, because you can like kind of change it really quick. So you can like wake up, let's say you're irritated, but you can quickly put on a positive video. I highly suggest you listen to something positive in the morning. A lot of you guys say you watch my vlogs in the morning, which that is so amazing. Honestly, it really motivates me to want to like channel more stuff, and I'll talk about like channeling and like in a second as well. So I always try to put something positive, and then you can meditate, and then you can immediately go work out. So you can pretty quickly shift. Like I've had days where I woke up like kind of meh, like it happens. Some days you wake up and you're like, I don't know, I'm tired. But then after I meditate and I go work out, it's pretty easy to start like a positive momentum. But I feel like in the evening, and it's been proven like around 3-4, it's when you start to like all the, sorry, my hair is like scrunch it for volume like this. You're me making an inspirational video, but also has to fix my hair. Around 3-4 is when you start to feel like meh. So I feel like a lot of times it's good to do like a pick-me-up around there. So let's say at 4, maybe you go for a walk, or if you're at work, maybe you can go for like, take a 10-minute walk or something, or like around that time to kind of do a pick-me-up. And I feel like in the evening, sometimes you're just like, oh, okay, I'm ready for bed. Like, I don't know, like that. I feel like because I wake up really early, like 6 a.m., that honestly by like 7, I try to get all my work truly done by like 5-6 o'clock, like work. And then after that I can do like things like, I don't know, that are extra, like go get my nails done if I need to do it, or go do something, you know what I mean, things like that. But I try to get all my work done because I feel like I'm most productive during the day and in the morning. And basically, yeah, so, but I feel like in the, so when we talk about the evening though, I feel like that's when sometimes people come home from work or school, and like you're thinking about what was going on that day, right? Because like so much happened. You most likely had lots of interaction, especially if you're, you know, at work or school or a teacher or whatever you're doing. You feel like you probably have more interactions during that time, and so your mind has so much to like think about and process. And I feel like that's when it's really hard to quiet it down. And for me, like I don't really enjoy personally meditating before bed. I know some people love it, because I don't feel like I feel like I just am just like sitting and thinking, because my mind's not clear. When I wake up in the morning, my mind's like mostly clear. Like, you know how there's a forecast for the sky for the day? It's like sunny, partly cloudy. Like in the morning, I'm like sunny, very lightly cloudy. In the evening, I feel like I'm mostly cloudy because I'm just like tired, you know? Like not tired, but like I had so much stimulation. Like I was here and I was there and I was talking here and I was doing this, I was on this call, I was at a meeting, I was running, like I had so much stimulation, which I also feel like for me, I don't know if anyone else feels like this way, like I feel like I have a lot of energy. If I don't get it out throughout the day, then it builds up inside of me as almost like, I don't say anxiety, but almost like I had this realization. I was talking to my mom. I feel like because I have so much energy in the morning that I need to like get it out, like go do stuff and like be out and share and create and like do, because I feel like if I don't do that, then I feel like all that like almost potential energy, let's say, like kind of like in physics, is stored in me, and it almost causes like an anxiety because I feel like I didn't like get that kind of, you know, out. But basically the evening, that's, I think it's really good to do some sort of thing that kind of calms your mind. For some people it is meditation, and that works. But for me, I just kind of like, it doesn't end up being as like as like, I don't want to say efficient, but like I just like basically continue to think about what I'm thinking of. Maybe you can calm it down like 10%, like it's like a knob, but it's not truly like, I don't know, like, so the yoga, I feel like I would really like in the evening, because I'm not like trying to quiet my mind on purpose, but I'm following the yoga flow, and that obviously with that your mind gets quiet in the end, like the laying down. I just feel like even in the morning I felt really, really peaceful, and I needed that. And so I don't know, I really like love doing that. So I'm gonna try to try to integrate more of that throughout my week, maybe on certain days, or once I start class, maybe I can do it on the days that I have class, just to kind of like after all that stuff, just to like wind down. But yeah, so, and okay, so then we're talking about channeling, right? Like on here, a ton of you guys are always like, share more, it's probably the biggest thing. But so like, I feel like most people who've created something big or large, or entrepreneurs or whatever, have like channeled ideas. It's not like I sat and I was like, what can I put out today? Because I feel like when you do things like that, the content that you release isn't as good. You know, when you're like, what can I put out that's going to be good? It's just like not always your best. But let's say you had a good day, you're feeling inspired, you get this idea, and then you like really like put it out, like even like this vlog, like wasn't like, today I'm going to record a vlog where I talk about this and I can't wait to share, because I wouldn't be channeling. I would just be feeling like forcefully I had to go over points. Like, you know, when you do a presentation at school or whatever at work, and you're just forcefully, you're like, all right folks, like sit down, and you like forcefully go through something. I don't like it to be that way, and so that's why I feel like for me to be in alignment is the most important thing for these vlogs. And so that's why I try to make it a priority, you know, to get rest and to meditate, like all that stuff I do so that I can be of value to you guys and to everyone around me. Like to wake up and every morning I try to think of 5 things I appreciate, like immediately. Like, it doesn't be of that day, it could be like in that moment, it could be in general, just 5 things I appreciate. Like, I do all these like little things which I will share with you because I want everyone to be like equally successful, and I just want to share all my tips, and I never want to like withhold something that I know could benefit someone just because like I don't want someone else to be like do better, you know. I've never really like that. The only reason I haven't shared some stuff is because I'm like, I don't want to get dragged for like, or people be like, oh, about stuff that's like so powerful, and it's like, this is like a really big realization, and then you share it and people don't really like value it, if that makes sense. I don't know. But then I started realizing, like, if a few people benefit and it changes their life, if I can sit down for 20-30 minutes and talk, and that can change someone's life, like, that's crazy. I've heard speeches or I've seen people talk that like 20-30 minutes has changed my mentality, has changed my life, and in turn, like, I've created amazing things. And so if I can do that for a few people's lives can be changed when we talking, I'm like, it's worth me to just share my thoughts and feelings and etc. I'm trying not to get sidetracked because there's so much, but yeah, so for me to stay like in tune and kind of like in the flow, like I don't plan what I'm going to say. Like I have just some like topics I just want to cover, but I'm not planning what I'm going to say about those, if that makes sense. Like, it just kind of comes to me. And so instead of kind of like prepare, it's kind of like, instead of going, like, let's say you have an interview with someone, instead of going, I mean, not for a job, let's just say general. I'm trying to give like a really general example that you can kind of understand this like principle. Instead of having like, okay, I'm going to go over this, I'm going to go over this, I'm going to go over this, I make it a priority to just be in the flow and trust that, like, it's almost like it's like a valve, and when you're like not in a good mood, you're tired, your valve's closed. But when you've gotten out of rest and you've meditated and you're amazing, it's like your valve is open, and like, you know, when you hang out with a friend and it's like ideas are pouring and pouring and pouring, and you're just like talking and flowing back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and like it's almost like the whole world is like, you know, when the camera, like the background blurs, it's almost like the whole world is blurred and it's like all here. Like, that's like the feeling. And that's like the feeling that I feel like I try to create so that I can channel information to you guys, and that of course takes me being in alignment. And I don't say I'm only human, but I do my best. But you know, there's days where I do like, for some reason, like get irritated, or I like whenever I got like a few hours of sleep, so I'm not in that mode to channel. And like, those are maybe days where I'll try to focus on sharing more of cool, interesting things that I don't need to stay in channel to share. Like, for example, this type of stuff I feel like I need to be in the flow to share with you guys, versus like if I'm just gonna talk about makeup products or things like that. So here on Daily Polina, I'm gonna try to focus on the spirituality stuff for sure, because I feel like this is where it's most welcome. And then obviously on my main channel, just share lifestyle, but that's kind of like my goal here, like, and that's what I really try to do. And so that's why I always like when you guys leave any spirituality related questions, because it allows my mind to almost like flow subconsciously. Like, I'll read them, comments before I go to bed, and while I sleep, I feel like some questions that resonate with me, I subconsciously think about. But that's why I was saying it's really important. Also, I'm just gonna tie this back. I'm a Gemini, and I just like I can't just tell something like this. Like, it has to like loop and go back and loop, because I guess it's just the way my mind thinks. So I explain things the way my mind thinks, and that's the best I can do. I could try to be more organized, but then see, like, it's not flowing. Like, right now it's like flowing to me. But I've noticed that, like, if I go to bed, like, let's say stressed about something, then subconsciously I like feel it. Like, I don't know if you guys woken up in the middle of the night, like, kind of like stressed, or if you woken up early, but even before you have to wake up, and you feel stressed and you're thinking about like the day. Has that ever happened to you? You've woken up like early and you're thinking about everything you have to do that day? It's because like that's like you're subconsciously stressed. So I try to do as much as possible in the evening to put my mind at like at ease, almost like a hot shower and the skincare routine. And like I've just really like loved that yoga class, and I feel like that'd be so good to integrate every night. But I don't know if I would be like, I'm gonna go drive every single evening to yoga. Does that make sense? Like, it honestly would be amazing to do that. But I don't know. So I'm trying to think of what I can integrate. Maybe just like I could do a 10-minute like breathing exercise or something to just like wind down. I'm also like kind of want like to do like a list of appreciation in the evening, and maybe something I'm looking forward to the next day, so then I wake up kind of excited, because your mind, which I'll get into, is like just like a computer. Whenever you program it, it's like how it performs. There's been studies that show like under deep hypnosis, someone like basically a hypnotherapist will like, you'll be in really deep hypnosis and they'll tell you a marker is like a hot pen, and they'll place it on your shoulder, and your body will create a burn mark. You're not like, isn't that, it's just like the wildest thing. Or under deep hypnosis, the hypnotherapist will tell you like at a beach and you're getting burned and your body will physically get red. You're like, that's why people talk about create your own reality, because reality is so perceptive. Like your mind just believes whatever it tells you. That's why even if you're in a circumstance right now that you don't like, and you can continuously visualize a circumstance that you do like, over time you can literally like, I want to say like bend, like, and you morph whatever you want into existence. And it goes a lot deeper than that. That's like the basic premise. And that's why manifestation is a really tricky subject. And when I do a lot of one-on-one coaching, it's easiest for me to, I feel within 5 minutes I can tell what kind of blockages are of a person and kind of how to get them where they need to be, like pretty quick. And like just watching people transform from X to being like some of these amazing people that I've coached is like so unbelievably amazing. And I know I've been getting a lot of requests to bring back the 10-week course on PBA, and like I just truly right now don't have the time. But after my last year of university, I think I will bring the 10-week course back. I still take on clients here and there just for one-on-one stuff, but because there's so much, you know, there's like which I'll go over. I think here I'm going to go over like basically all the things that I think are important if you want to basically rewire your brain and change. Basically like think of it this way, like think of like whatever system you have of thinking, it's like PC, or like it's like what's a Windows 2.0, and like we want to upgrade to like Safari, whatever, the highest level, or like Chrome, Google Chrome, like the highest level Google Chrome. Like it's just to update your thinking. You don't have to change as a person. Your thinking has to change, and your thinking will change you. Like you don't have to go and be like, how can I change? How can I change? Just change your thinking, and it'll naturally change you, and it'll change your life. But like I said, so these are all the things that I think are like important to understand. So the first thing I want to go over is that I think that there's definitely levels of consciousness. I don't want to say how many there are. In my mind, it kind of breaks, I feel like it could be a lot. You could start with like the typical person who's like, you know, just like thinks what their parents told them is true, you know, goes to school, works a 9-to-5 job, just thinks that like life is this way, that you know, you need to work this way, you need to save for retirement, and then after you retire you can move to Florida and that's your life. Like basically people, and a lot of people are at level 1. Like I think a lot of people talk about these levels of consciousness. I forgot one guy, he's really great, he started Mind Valley, but he talks about how 95% of people are actually in this kind of like state. Then there's like level 2, I think, what's like when you would start to begin to question things. Like you'd question like, oh, why do people work 9 to 5? Why do I need to go like to college? Like, why do these corporations exist? Like, what? Like, basically starting to question like societal structures, right? And then this line's kind of blurred. 2 and 3 would be almost like breaking away from certain roles. So you're like, let's say you're like, oh, I want to do that, so you start your own company, or like I'm not going to be the religion my parents raised me. I have my own like spirituality or set of beliefs that serve me. So that's level 3. And then also level 3 or 4, this is where it's really blended. Like I don't know where to cut off the division, so people cut off differently. Is level 4, you'd say, is when you're kind of like a conscious creator. So you're tapped in, tuned in, turned on, and you're like creating from inspiration. Like you're like in the flow. Like a lot of artists, like a lot of really big people who are entrepreneurs, like Elon Musk was talking about in interviews how he's literally woken up and from meditation and seen like formulas for rockets to like go faster than other rockets or whatever, like just like in his third like mind's eye, like literally just like written out. And that's like that type of thing. Oh my gosh, my battery's low, so I really want to get through this. But so there's like that level of consciousness. And like 5 is kind of when you can, 4 or 5 is like kind of when you can create like your reality for yourself. And basically it's like, it's easy to create. Like you want this, you get it, you want this, you get it. Just like, because you're on such a high vibration and you're serving it with no bad intentions. Like it has to be for the highest good, and you can't manipulate free will. People sometimes will be like, I want to manifest this, but it's like something that's so against someone else's free will and could harm someone, and it's like, that's why it's not going to manifest. It has to be for the highest good of everyone. And then like level 6 would be like you're like creating for like the highest good of like everyone, and you have everyone in mind always, and you feel like always connected like at one with the whole world. And like that's like only like a few people are like that. That's like, I don't know, that's almost like, you know, when you, if anyone else meditates a lot and you've had that like really deep moment of bliss. I've had moments I've been like crying like of appreciation in meditation, but it's kind of like rare. It's like those feelings of pure bliss. I've had a few of those feelings, but like those people almost like live in that consistently. That's just like amazing. So like that's kind of like the tier, how people break it up. But then I think one way to just like improve your kind of like mentality is to improve daily function. So there's daily functions. It's how, like I said, it's the whole routine thing. That's why I think morning routines and evening routines are so important. I definitely place more value in my morning routine than my evening routine. I place more emphasis on my morning routine than my evening routine, which I think is an area for me to improve even personally. But like daily functions, like what's the first thought you have in the morning? Like like what's the first thing you do in the morning? Do you make yourself a breakfast? Do you show yourself that self-care? Do you drink enough water in the morning? Do you do something nice for yourself? Like even something like jade rolling your face, it's not even like, oh my god, you're so extra. It's like that, it's showing yourself like me, like, oh, I'm going to do this for myself. Things like that. So daily function. So like the main things I went over are like sleep, meditation, grounded appreciation, exercise, supplements, and creative visualization. So you don't have to do all of them. You can literally pick one that resonates with you. I feel like a lot of times when I watch videos like this, I'm like, I want to do everything. I need to do everything. I need to do everything. I need to. But like that's like when you get hard on yourself and then you don't do everything, and then you're stressed. So just pick one thing to integrate. So it's like making sure you're getting a good night's sleep, which I also really need to work on. 2, meditation, which I think is the most important. I talk about so much. I think if you could do one thing, it would be meditation, even if you didn't get enough sleep, which sleep is so important. I still would pick meditation. Then in gratitude, appreciation, there's so many ways to, I like the word appreciation more than gratitude for lots of reasons, but basically that whole concept, that's what it's kind of, that's like been the term that's been coined with, so I'm gonna go along with it, or go with that. So whether it's waking up in the morning and thinking of 5 things you're appreciative of, that's immediately gonna put your mind into like that positive view lens, and then you're literally going to attract more things to be appreciative for. That's how it works. Like you immediately like just like put your vibration there, like on appreciation, and so then like naturally now things you have to appreciate have to flow into your life. It could be the smallest things, free coffee, a cafe had coconut milk when they never have coconut milk, or it could be, I know I'm trying to use the smallest examples because you have to show appreciation everywhere. So like I like to do the thing in the morning, I like to do the thing in the evening, and throughout the day if nice things happen, I try to, especially like I genuinely feel the appreciation. Like if someone was super helpful to me, like I don't know, like the other day I was at the grocery store and I was like just moving my cart, it's kind of in someone's way, and then like the store worker was like so sweet, and she's like, oh my gosh, like could you move that? And I was like, she was just like so nice and genuine about it. And then she was like, do you need anything, like are you finding everything okay? And it was like, I could tell it was so genuine. She wasn't just doing it to perform her job. It was like the most genuine, like is there any like what, like I know a lot about this, like blah 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 blah. And so just like things like that, just try to be appreciative of the small things, because then it's gonna create a momentum. It's gonna bring big things into your life. Because if you're never appreciative and you're never on the vibration of appreciation, then how can you be brought more things to appreciate, especially even larger things? Like if you can't even appreciate the small stuff, then how can you be on that vibration to magnetize the big things to you? And I know that sometimes it can be hard if you're stressed or irritated. You're like, okay, I appreciate it, but like truly just try to feel, even if it's the smallest things. Like even when I see Coco like lay on her back and be playful, and like just like see the look in her eyes, like things like that. Your dog, or like this, I don't know, like things like that. Just try to really be appreciative, because the more you can appreciate, I think this also ties in, also if my camera dies, I'll continue this later, but I'm in such a good momentum, so if I'm talking fast, I'm sorry. I just want to like get it out while I'm like having this moment. I think that also like the biggest thing is like to making others happy. It's like been proven so much makes you happy, and like I feel like that's so like that's like something that I really like enjoy. Like I think that sometimes I like, maybe I don't want to say overdo it, but sometimes I'm just like literally me making someone else happy means so much to me. I think that sometimes I even value like how someone else feels more than myself. Like I'd be willing to me not feel as good to make someone else feel as good, and I feel like it's like some people have that natural tendency, and obviously it's like put yourself first, and I do, and you've seen how many blowups I get. Like I care about myself, but I just feel like if you're ever feeling like you want to start a more positive vibration, start trying to do small things for other people, and that's gonna like immediately shift. Whether you pay for someone's coffee, you say something nice to someone, it always feels good to do nice things, and that's gonna always come back to you. Not that you're doing it for that reason, but just you know that, you know. So I feel like if I'm ever feeling a little like down or something, like doing something nice for someone else just like immediately makes me feel better. So that's that. 4 is exercise. Listen to your body, obviously, but it's been proven that daily exercise helps with so many things. I don't even need to go into this, whether it's you just go on a walk. Let's say maybe you work from home or something, just make that time, like be like, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna meditate, I'm gonna go for a walk, and there you go. You have the structure, you're already in positive mindset, you already did some exercise, you feel great, you know? Integrate it in the ways that you can. Or like if you maybe can go before work, and then you've noticed that if you work out before work, you have the best day ever, then maybe try to slowly integrate 1 time a week, 2 times a week, whatever. Or you can only do it in the evening. Integrate it in the ways you can, and you can integrate it in fun ways as well, you know? So then supplements, I'm not going to get too into, but there are supplements that truly make such a big difference. I've talked about the mushroom supplement that I feel like has changed my mood, changed my, like the anxiety that I had, changed my focus, like it's made me feel so amazing. And so that's why I share it with you. The DHA I really, really love. What other stuff that I feel like has really helped? I think valerian root is good to have if you feel like you're at work or in school, there's a lot going on, it can keep you mellow. Lastly, well, for like, this is just daily functions, I think creative visualization, just maybe sit every morning and for like literally 1 minute, 1 minute, just try to visualize things that make you happy or things that you want. Like, I don't know, you want to go do something fun that weekend, visualize yourself at, I don't know, the fair. It's just something that's coming to mind randomly. If you want to get a promotion at your job, visualize yourself getting that promotion. If you just want let's say you're going to a restaurant, you want the waiter to be nice, visualize that. Just you can start slowly and visualize things that you want that day, or maybe you want in the future, or just visualize anything that makes you feel good. And if visualizing it feels stressful, or you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna have it, then don't visualize it. Visualize things that you feel like happy about. That's the biggest thing I can say. And the last thing, which is probably the biggest thing, which I can do another vlog on it, or maybe we can start like leaving any questions you guys have about anything I'm talking about, and then I can break it down into vlogs. So let's say I can do a different vlog on consciousness levels again, or I can fully then answer your questions. I want to directly help you guys, because you guys are here, you guys are supporting me, you guys are like, I obviously want to help everyone always, but people who are like, you guys are here and supportive of me, those are people who I'm like, you know, who I'm here to like really help and move everyone forward. So your beliefs create your realities, whatever, especially subconscious beliefs that are limiting or non-limiting that you have. So especially like a lot of them are deep down. So we have the general beliefs, like super general. Even the belief that like, oh, like I need to go to bed in the evening and wake up in the morning, like that's just like a belief. Honestly, you could like do it the other way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we've crafted such beliefs that have been ingrained through us, through our parents, through our parents, through our friends, through whatever, because when you start to believe something, you attract other people who believe that, so it just affirms it, and you're like, oh, everyone believes this, but it's not true. Like, you see someone else living a life that's so different, you know, and then you're like, whoa, people, that's like what happens a lot to people. They see someone living successfully and completely breaking societal structures, and then it's almost like they have this like realization that's like, whoa, like I followed all of this because I thought that this is where success lied, I thought this was the road to success, yet I see someone, you know, breaking all these rules of the road, and they have a success or even more than I've ever wanted, and that kind of creates like the shift in them. So, and there's just like so many, like let's say some people have the belief that like the biggest one that people use as an example and that I can use is that you need to work hard to be successful, you need to work hard to have financial abundance, you need to work hard. That's like probably the biggest one that's ingrained in schools, especially because schools are trying to prepare you to go spend money at university, so that after university you can go work for someone else and be trained to think like, I have to work hard, and like, and then some people, when they see someone else not working hard and having immense financial success and abundance, they get so triggered. I mean, even I get comments, they're like, oh, like you're just like enjoying, you're just getting a blowout, and then you're doing this, and it's like, I don't know how to break it to you, but like life does not, like, and it really like breaks people's world when you say stuff like this, but like it doesn't have to be that hard. Like, it really doesn't. I know like you have that belief, and I know it was hard for me to get rid of that too. In high school, I like slaved myself away taking 12 AP classes. I was like so stressed, I would never sleep. You guys don't understand, like I would cry like 4 times a week because I was under so much pressure to perform and like everything and get perfect scores and do everything like that, because I truly believed at my core that I had to work hard to do well. And then in university, I started shifting that belief and playing around with it. And I started changing the belief that I just need to be myself and put my work forward, and I will be successful. And with maybe 2% of the effort, I'm like consistently been on the dean's list. So like, I'm just trying to give you examples that just try playing with it. Don't make it so hard. Don't be like, I'm going to change my beliefs overnight. Just start playing with a new belief. See how it feels. See what happens throughout your day when you have a new belief. But especially subconscious beliefs. So people maybe think that like really deep down they think that they need to work hard for money, or maybe really deep down they feel like, I feel like this is a big one. People just think that they're not enough, you know, they're like, I need to be more, and I've even had those thoughts where I'm like, I need to do more, I'll be doing everything that I could possibly do. Sometimes I'm like, nope, I need to do more. And so I just think that changing those really subconscious beliefs and just reflect throughout your day, reflect like what you think throughout your whole day. Be like, from when I wake up to when I go to bed, what are my thoughts? And then try to go through those thoughts and be like, which of those thoughts feel good to me to think and which don't. The thoughts that feel good to you to think, continue to think those, because those are going to bring things that feel good. If some thought doesn't feel good to you, like if you have a thought that you're like, I need to work hard to do well, and that immediately like turns you off, you can be like, cancel, clear, delete. Like, I'm gonna try a different thought. Like, you could try a thought like, I do well financially for being my best self and putting my best self forward. Things like that maybe are like a lot lighter. So I know that was a lot of stuff I just went over. That's like kind of all my biggest like discussion points. I don't even know what to even call this video, but like I just had so many of those thoughts that I wanted to share with you guys. If you have any particular questions, you can leave anything on those topics down below, and I will try to, you know, sprinkle it through the vlogs.